blindness, making you think that 15 minutes has gone by when really it's been about 8 hours.
How much this time, Willie?
Oh, don't worry. As always, with your lifetime subscription to ADHD, it's free. And God forbid anybody pull you out of that. Damn it, Sheila! I'm trying to do a video over here. Call now. Operators are standing by. Remember that hyperfocus can be fantastic when you're being constructive and creative, otherwise it sucks to you. So, I guess I should introduce myself because assuming that everybody knows me is just arrogant and wrong. Hi, my name's Tyler, but nobody calls me that.
In fact, using that name confuses people.
It does.
Yeah.
The mods were talking about that the other day. They're like, nah, because they heard my wife call me that. I've gone by
But
Spaz
you have an
for about
epic
25
last
years.
name.
It's true, I do.
You do have an epic last name.
I do nowadays. It sure as fuck wasn't very epic growing up. I'll tell you that much. Last name of Bacon. Yeah, now it's cool. Back then?
And it's better than mine.
Not so much.
Mine's Taylor. It's so fucking generic.
Ashley Taylor.
Yeah.
I'm the candy of
But
It's such a diva name.
but to offset it, I married a man named Corey Taylor.
How did this become about
You're
you?
special. You're so special. But anyways, let's go back to Spaz.
Sorry. Everything's about me, didn't you know?
Apparently. What was I thinking? Anyway.
What was I doing?
What? Welcome to the server. Anyway, I've actually gone by Spaz for about 25 years now, and it was a nickname that I was kind of assigned when I was a nightclub DJ. So, because I was, back then, my hyperactivity traits showed a lot more. I was a lot bouncier, my knees were in better condition. I was a lot more energetic. I was a mixing madman, so that's part of how I got the name, because I was just a spaz on the decks. So that's what I got. And that name just kind of stuck. And I've held it for 25 years-ish. And about 80% of the people that know me in real life still don't know what my actual name is. And I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I was initially diagnosed when I was about 23 or 24 years old. Can't remember if it was 2000 or 2001. And I went in because I wasn't feeling right. Something wasn't right between the ears. So I went and I saw the doctor. And initially, he diagnosed me with depression and gave me Effexor. And oh my God, I do not handle that stuff well, because it took my entire emotional range and went...
Ooh.
I was a walking zombie for a bit. So coming off of that shit was a nightmare initially. And but I went and talked to the doc. He's like, nope, it sounds like ADHD. Here you go. Here's some pills. Have fun. And off I went into the great white yonder, not knowing a goddamn thing about the diagnosis. I was just assigned.
I feel like getting that ADHD diagnosis is something that a lot of people with ADHD share. We're just given the diagnosis, but not necessarily the resources. It's up to us to go out to find those resources, to find the information.
But they don't point you anywhere. They tell you what it is and then expect that you're going to do the homework. Like, do you know what you just fucking diagnosed me with, sir? First and foremost. And
well, hopefully you go on a hyperfixation binge.
Apparently, staring at flies.
Well, I meant for the research, but...
Well...
Hey, Spaz. Just activate your hyperfocus.
It's a semi-controversial state.
And that's why I didn't do it back then, is because it was semi-controversial. So I didn't think about it. There you go. That's got to go on a shirt. So fast forward 19 years, and I stumble onto TikTok. How did I get there, you ask? Well, I'm glad you did. Let me tell you. I had a friend of mine come over, and this was, again, at the beginning of the lockdown. In my province, we were still allowed to have, cohort families and groups of people that you could see these people and these people only. Don't ask me what the fuck they were thinking. So my buddy came over, and we were having a couple of beers on the back deck, and he said, hey, you should, check out TikTok, whatever. You should get into this. And I figured, what the fuck? I'm bored. So I downloaded it. I figured it's another outlet because, I'm an artist by nature. It's another creative outlet for my stupidity, more or less. I could, more goofy videos out there. Sure, what the hell? And my first ones were actually me versus my ADHD brain. So it was like conversations that I've had with my brain. And
that was a good series. I like that series.
But that was my first few videos. Lo and behold.
And then came the ducks and the squirrels video.
Yeah. Actually, before that, my first one that hit hard was the original Ice Cap video. That was my first hit. And then the second one
I don't know if I saw that one.
No? It'd mess with you because I'm clean shaven.
Yeah, no. See, I'm not going to go that far back because now seeing your face scares the shit out of me.
Thanks, you're pretty too. But no, they had.
I didn't mean it like that.
And yet here we are.
We're so nice to each other.
I know. But no, the second one that actually hit was the one where I was sitting on the couch and I said, it was a lip sync. It was somebody else who did it. And it was people who don't have ADHD. I don't get it.
Yeah, that one.
That one hit.
I know that one.
And then the third one was the ducks in a row. But then that kind of bump, right? But yeah, and as for comorbidities, I never actually, because I didn't really understand and have the information presented to me until I was like neck deep in this app. I never really did any kind of a follow-up or another assessment or anything like that until this past January, when after watching so many other creators, actually Danny Donovan was my first, Peter Hyphen was my second, I think Eric was my third, I think you were my fourth if I'm not mistaken, Carly was my fifth, Katiosaurus shortly after that, and then from there it just
I adore the fact that you have ADHD and you can remember the order. We remember the stupidest shit.
Yeah, we totally
like
do.
You could ask me what I had for dinner tonight and I can't fucking tell you. But you could ask me the order in which I followed. You could ask me the order in which I followed ADHD creators when I first started, and I can give you the order of people that I followed.
Yep. But it wasn't until I was neck deep after seeing all these creators and learning more and more and more, and everything's just lining up and making more and more and more sense. And I'm thinking, fuck, I've had this my whole life. This now more and more dots are connecting, because when I got the initial diagnosis, I thought, okay, yeah, it kind of makes sense. But that was for the only thing that I really knew about it is I had problems focusing and remembering things. I knew that. Outside of that, I knew nothing else about it. I didn't know shit about imposter syndrome, RSD, any of the emotional dysregulation. But I mean, once you learn all of those things, and looking back over the next 19 years, I'm just like, fuck off. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I had a brief period, like the remorse period or the grief period, very, very briefly, because I feel like at this point, now knowing what I do, it's like the previous 44 years are just like a wash, and it's fucking depressing to think about, really.
Do you think that being on TikTok and being surrounded by creators and people who understand what it's like to have ADHD and the struggles with ADHD helped that grief period shorten than it would have been if you hadn't been surrounded by people who understood where you were going and where you're coming from?
I totally think it did, because if there was a day where I was feeling low about something, I could see that there was somebody else who was feeling that same thing, like almost identically. And it was like, they get it. I'm not alone. And that was the whole thing. Like, I can see, I can visibly see that I'm not. All I have to do is scroll a couple times and I'll find somebody who thinks like me. And that was so empowering, I think.
Yes.
Like just so empowering to know that, there's somebody on the other side of the world or 2 time zones away, like you guys, right? I can see this and know that I'm not alone. And that became such a strong and powerful message to me. And that's why I wanted to take it and run with it. I wanted to let other people know the same thing. You're not alone at all in any way. You had a follow-up question.
I forgot it.
Cool.
Okay, then.
This is what happens when you're in the middle of recording and we have to take a break in the middle of a segment. You need to learn to write shit down.
Yeah. I mean, have you tried a planner?
There's your ADHD tip for the day. Just remember to write stuff down.
Yep.
This ADHD tip brought to you by Shut Your Face.
Do you sometimes have the urge to say stupid shit to people you don't know online, even though you don't know what the topic is? Do you need to interject your uneducated opinion on every online post you see? Do you think that mental health issues can be solved with meditation, crystals, more sunshine, and a planner? Hi, I'm Willie Everdoit from ADHD Incorporated, the makers of Squirrel Detergent. And to celebrate the launch of our brand new pharmaceutical division, we present to you Shut Your Face. When properly used, Shut Your Face can reduce the chances of you burying your foot in your mouth right up to the knee. Oh, how embarrassing. Side effects of Shut Your Face may include not looking like an asshole, retaining healthy relationships with friends and family, not getting your ass kicked by a stranger in the Walmart parking lot, stomach cramps, and diarrhea. Ask your doctor if Shut Your Face is right for you. If you have to ask, it is.
What kind of food would you eat that you've never gotten to try before? I have an answer for that one.
Go ahead.
Pufferfish. Pufferfish.
That's
just
weird.
to say that I have.
I was just thinking that, actually.
Were you? Great
But
minds.
what's really fucked up, though, is I don't eat sushi. Like any sushi.
I don't either. Like,
I can't do it because of the texture.
I eat sushi.
That's so weird. This is so
See,
weird.
I can do the texture. I don't like fish. But I want to try pufferfish. I don't like most fish, let me clarify. I eat like mahi-mahi, and I'll eat fresh tuna. I can't do the canned stuff. But the reason I would like to eat pufferfish is because it is one of the most dangerous foods in the world. Because if it is not properly cooked, it can kill you.
Yep.
And I want to be that person who has that check mark on the box of dangerous shit that they've done.
It's going to kick that one off the bucket list, right?
Or it's going to cause me to end my bucket list. One of the two.
Other, yeah.
I mean, yeah. I don't know. I've tried so many foods that I don't know. There's just not anything out there that I really haven't tried that I want to. I've been all over the world and eaten just about everything I can. So there's just not much out there.
I guess that makes sense.
I think if anything, I would probably want like authentic, and with the, I've got a very strong British background, but I've never been to the UK. So I think like fish and chips from an authentic fucking place, like on the harbor, somewhere in England, stuff like that. An authentic.
So you're going for the
pie.
authentic shit.
Yeah, like the real stuff from my cultural heritage, shall we say?
So what I've learned from us tonight is that Patrick is an indecisive bitch. I will go for the stuff that will kill me, and Spaz just wants authenticity, which is very concerning since TikTok decided to ban him for going live for a while for being inauthentic. It's probably because you haven't had the fish and chips.
It might be.
I don't think I'm indecisive. I've just had so fucking much food. So
I mean, what I mean by indecisive is you wouldn't know it until you saw it.
So.
All right, moving on. We've got another question in the hat.
All right.
Another question. I hand wrote these, okay? I hand wrote these.
Ooh,
it took
snazzy.
time.
You're brave.
I know. What is the one song that whenever you hear it, it causes your brain to go brr? I know Spaz is old, so let me clarify. This is, they already know this question was coming up. This is, what is that one song that makes your brain feel good?
Angel Falls.
I'll go first. Oh, no, go ahead.
Angel Falls?
It's called Angel Falls. It's by Isla. It's an old trance tune. I used to play it when I was DJing in the clubs like 2000, 2001. And it was it starts on like just a very soft piano and then a whispering girl in it. And then it kind of has this build up and then just like, so yeah, that one.
Brain go burr.
Oh, brain go burr. Yeah, that one's a special one.
What about you, Patrick?
Mine would be Vermilion 2 by Slipknot. I really like the low kind of growly tone to it the whole time, and it's kind of slow, but it's still got like that kind of hype behind it that Slipknot has in a lot of their songs. So that's the one that just kind of makes me. I really appreciate that one. It makes my brain happy.
That's
okay.
Great.
I purposely went last because there's a follow-up question to me because the person who asked this knows me too well.
Answer that one for you.
Mine.
I already know.
Oh, you know the song? Which song is it? Which song is it?
Read the follow-up question first.
No.
Yes, read the follow-up question first. Come on.
Okay. Follow-up for Lee. Why is it corpse, you simp? Well, have you know, the song that makes my brain go burr is in fact a corpse song. It's called Never Satisfied. I know, no one is fucking shocked there.
What?
What?
You don't say.
The song is, yeah, right? So the song is called Never Satisfied, and it's because it's a song I identify with a lot personally. There are two major components that are kind of battling within this song where on the one hand, he's always working on something, always doing something new, always has these projects going. And if he takes a break for any reason,